For centuries, stories like these were considered myths or superstitions. But what if the ancient Hindu texts were pointing to something that science is only now beginning to explore? The real question is not why this information was ignored, but why it is emerging precisely now. Finally, researchers are opening their eyes to these possibilities. But are you ready to understand what has been discovered? Brace yourself, because this might challenge everything you believe. In India, it's intriguing how ancient texts describe flying machines and aerial vehicles that go far beyond our modern imagination. Even more surprising are references to spacecraft that, according to these texts, orbited the Earth. These millennia-old works, rich in wisdom, spirituality, and mystery, offer narratives that deeply make us ponder reality and humanity's role in the vast cosmos. They narrate stories filled with symbolism, describing extraordinary beings with powers and abilities that seem to defy the limits of what's possible. But are we merely dealing with myths born from human imagination? Or do these stories conceal clues to something much greater? Something that could be related to the enigmatic and, perhaps, the extraterrestrial? In the Vedas, Puranas, and epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, we find numerous references to beings from other worlds interacting with humans in remarkable ways. Known by names such as Devas, Asuras, or Gandharvas, these beings appear to possess knowledge and technologies far beyond the reach of humanity at that time. Their descriptions often blur the lines between the divine and the alien, raising the question, were the ancients documenting real encounters with advanced civilizations from other corners of the universe? Have you heard of the Vimanas? These flying chariots, described in ancient texts like the Rig Veda and the Mahabharata, were supposedly capable of soaring through the skies at incredible speeds, undertaking interplanetary journeys, and operating with energy sources that still baffle our understanding today. An ancient Sanskrit treatise, the Samarangana Sutradhara, even provides technical details about how these machines could be built and function. Fascinating, isn't it? Of course, many dismiss these descriptions as pure fantasy. However, the richness of detail compels us to ask an unsettling question. Could the Vimanas be remnants of technology so advanced that it seemed magical to the ancients? Or perhaps evidence of contact with extraterrestrial beings? And there's more. The Mahabharata also describes stunning battles that challenge the notion of ancient technology. Among the weaponry described, the Brahmastra stands out. This celestial weapon is depicted as being as powerful as a modern nuclear bomb, causing massive destruction. The texts mention a blinding light, devastating heat, and large-scale annihilation descriptions eerily similar to the effects of nuclear explosions. But where did such ideas come from? Were they merely products of imagination or accounts of something witnessed by our ancestors, but unexplained through the knowledge of their time? And what about the rishis? These ancient sages were described as being capable of crossing dimensions and communicating telepathically. Guardians of nearly unattainable knowledge, their abilities were often attributed to divine sources, or perhaps something far more advanced and extraterrestrial. Among the most intriguing concepts in these texts is the idea of the Akashic records, mentioned in the Upanishads. This notion proposes the existence of a universal database where all cosmic knowledge is stored. Fascinating, isn't it? Interestingly, this concept aligns with modern theories of quantum consciousness and interconnectedness. But the question remains, how did the ancients arrive at ideas so advanced for their time? Could they have received inspiration or influence from intelligences from other dimensions? When we examine these narratives with curiosity, we see that they challenge the boundaries between myth, fact, and interpretation. These ancient texts not only tell stories but invite us to explore the unknown. Perhaps by questioning our understanding of the past, we can open doors to new perspectives about the future. Among the mysteries of Hindu mythology, the Nagas hold a special place. Described as serpent-like beings inhabiting the underground, they are associated both with profound wisdom and impressive technological advancements. According to the Puranas, the Nagas are not just guardians of material riches, but also of invaluable spiritual treasures. Intriguingly, they are not depicted as entirely good or evil, but as complex figures whose relationship with humanity was often pivotal. Some scholars speculate that the Nagas could symbolize an ancient, highly advanced civilization, possibly even of extraterrestrial origin that coexisted with early humans, leaving their legacy in the form of legends. Another fascinating aspect of these texts is the eternal conflict between Devas and Asuras. This battle transcends the earthly plane, unfolding across multiple realms. The Devas, often associated with light and benevolence, are described as radiant beings who appear and disappear at will, holding vast knowledge. On the other hand, the Asuras, equally skilled, are driven by material ambitions and intense passions. Some see these narratives as a possible allegory for alien factions competing for influence over Earth and humanity. Each group might represent a distinct vision of progress and power. And if what we know about humanity's origins is wrong, the ancient Hindu texts present such impressive clues that they challenge modern science and pose a daring question. Could the gods and myths actually be encoded accounts of extraterrestrial contacts? From Krishna to Hanuman, from flying vehicles to genetic manipulation, the truth might be even more astonishing than we imagine. But beware, what you're about to discover could forever change how you see the universe. Among the many figures described in Hindu texts, Krishna stands out as one of the most enigmatic and iconic. His story continues to intrigue and inspire generations, inviting us to question the line separating the human from the divine and the earthly from the cosmic. Krishna, depicted as a divine being transcending human limitations, reveals his true essence in the classic episode of the Bhagavad Gita. At this moment, he manifests his universal form, known as Vishvarupa, to Arjuna. This multi-dimensional vision, almost incomprehensible to human understanding, raises intriguing questions. Could Krishna be more than a deity? Could he be an emissary of an incomparably advanced civilization whose understanding of the universe's laws made him divine in human eyes? These stories, rich in symbolism and mystery, challenge us to move beyond conventional understanding and explore the deeper layers of existence. Are they just myths or echoes of a reality far more complex than we imagine? In the Ramayana, another fascinating text, we encounter Ravana, depicted as a ruler with exceptional powers. He possessed the Pushpaka Vimana, a flying vehicle of unparalleled technology, and ruled the kingdom of Lanka, described as a place filled with architectural wonders and impressive technological advancements. Another curious element of this narrative is the Vanaras, intelligent beings with monkey-like appearances who play essential roles in the story. Could they be the result of genetic manipulation by an advanced civilization designed with specific purposes for this world? The ancient Hindu texts go even further, exploring astonishing astronomical references. The Vedas, for instance, contain precise calculations of celestial events and cosmic cycles, many of which align with modern discoveries in astronomy. The concept of yugas, or cosmic ages, describes time cycles spanning millions of years with impressive precision. This leads us to an inevitable question. How could these ancient civilizations possess such a complex understanding of the universe? Was this knowledge the result of divine revelations, or perhaps guided by intelligences beyond Earth? Another aspect challenging our perception is the concept of avatars' divine manifestations, appearing to restore harmony in the world. While traditionally seen as religious figures, an alternative perspective suggests these avatars could be beings from other worlds, intervening at crucial moments in human history. Their extraordinary abilities, such as shapeshifting or event manipulation, align with modern accounts of advanced alien species described in ufology. And perhaps the most intriguing point in these texts is their emphasis on Dharma, the cosmic law governing everything in the universe. This idea of a sophisticated universal order echoes contemporary theories of quantum mechanics and the structure of space-time. The depth of this understanding defies logic. Could this concept merely be a human creation, or a legacy passed down by beings who unraveled the cosmos' secrets millennia ago? Although many argue these ancient accounts are just myths created to explain the inexplicable in times of limited scientific resources, the richness of details and symbolism in these stories is hard to ignore. Have you never wondered if there is more behind them? Ancient Hindu texts remain an inexhaustible source of mysteries, inviting us to reflect and imagine possibilities that go beyond what we currently consider reality. The detailed descriptions and recurring themes in ancient scriptures seem to go beyond what we would expect from purely fictional narratives. Could these records be merely products of human imagination? Or could they be echoes of something much greater? Perhaps glimpses of influences that transcend the boundaries of our planet. What if the ancients weren't so different from us? Maybe with a more attentive eye we can perceive that they left us precious clues, cryptic messages in stories of gods, demons, and enlightened beings. Who knows, these tales could be distant memories of a time when humanity shared space with something we can no longer identify or fully understand. As science advances and investigates the mysteries of the universe, it becomes difficult to ignore the parallels between these modern discoveries and the accounts in ancient scriptures. Could it be that all this time, the answers have been right in front of us, camouflaged in the words of ancient wisdom? The real question is, are we ready to face these messages head-on, unravel them, and perhaps rewrite the history of what it means to be human? Maybe it's time to open our minds and hearts to what has always been there, waiting to be discovered. Getting this far with me isn't for everyone, so thank you very much. Seriously, you have no idea how special it is to have people as curious and open as you on the other side of the screen. Whenever I dive into intriguing topics like this, I remember a memorable experience from my childhood. Looking at the night sky, I would wonder what was beyond the stars. It was a mix of fascination and fear, but also a certainty. The unknown always has something valuable to offer. Today, sharing these reflections with you makes me feel like, in some way, we are unraveling these mysteries together. And speaking of unraveling mysteries, did you know that many of the answers we seek aren't always out there? Sometimes, they are within us waiting to be awakened. With the transformative success of the ebook The Art of Positive Thinking, it's time to take an even bigger step. I present to you the playbook, The Power of the Higher Mind. It brings techniques that the church and secret societies have hidden for centuries. What would you do if you could control your destiny? Additionally, you will receive the secret audio of third eye activation and the practical guide to divine manifestation, completely free. Click on the first pinned link and take the first step toward creating the reality of your dreams. I'll see you on the other side. Oh, a small favor. If this video made your brain tie itself in knots or sparked a wow deep down, how about returning the favor with a like? And if you have a crazy theory or a question that even the ancient texts didn't answer, throw it in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I think you and I both know this isn't a coincidence. The button is calling you. Go ahead and click it, because what's coming next is as intriguing as the Vimanas flying across the skies of India.